Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. And guys, this video is in regards to, it's inspired by a conversation I was tagged in on Twitter. Speaking directly to myself and Clint and a couple other people. The guy was saying that, he was showcasing a widely inaccurate pass. I mean, extremely inaccurate. It was a short pass, and he was complaining about it. And I definitely understand that because, I do feel like, how do Madden replicate, or any sports game for that matter, how do you replicate the randomness that actually happens in the real world? How do you replicate it to make it where it's acceptable? That's a hard thing to do, and we're actually going to dive into that a little bit later tonight on the Sim Standard Radio. But basically, I'm showing you this because Clint responded back to the guy. He said, hey, I understand, there is some dice rolls, there's some random situations that occurs there based on ratings, etc., etc. Use target passing. Target passing eliminates the randomness. It puts it all on the user. Now, you guys know, before Madden 18 came out, I did an ultimate tutorial. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. I'll put the link in the description. But I'm showing you this right here. This is using target passing. This is against all Madden difficulty. All right, now I know, there's going to be some discussion on whether or not, the DB reacted appropriately, etc., etc. That's a whole different conversation. That's not what I'm discussing here. I'm merely just discussing the topic at hand. When you use target passing, as I'm showing you here, I use it quite often. I use it against the CPU. I've also used it against users. Now, I'm not saying it's something that you might want to use every time, but in reality, this is a way that you can take control of your accuracy. You can literally take control of how accurate your quarterback is when playing Madden by using that mechanic. Now, like I said, some people, it may not be for everybody. But, I have to be honest in saying this is something that somebody mentioned to me before. Shout outs to 757. He knows who he is. If tools are in the game, you have to be willing to learn these things in order to get the, the competitive advantage or the competitive edge or whatever you want to call it. And like I said, target passing, I have to agree with Clint. Again, I'm not, excusing the fact that I do think, there needs to be a better way to replicate the randomness. But again, how do you do it? I watched Big Ben Roethlisberger just this past week, even though they got the win against Detroit, but he was, wildly inaccurate on passes that you would assume he can make. So again, how do you replicate those things in a game to where it's acceptable by everybody? That's a different conversation. Like I said, we'll dive into that later tonight. But again, I just wanted to show you guys, man, if you're having trouble with that, if it's just not up to par where you want it yet, hey man, utilize target passing. As you can see, I put this in the perfect spot. Got one-on-one coverage with Juju Smith-Schuster right there. Placed it exactly where I wanted it to be, and we get the touchdown. So, may not be the best solution, but there's ways that you can take advantage of it, all right? So, okay, guys, you know the routine. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, cut on your notifications so you're fully aware of the next video, and I promise, guys, it'll never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, let me know what you think. Peace.